So you bought the right skin. It moved up, you bought it at the perfect time, it went exactly how you wanted it to. But you still didn't profit as much as you thought you would. Well, you, my friend, have an exit problem. And an exit problem happens a lot more than a bad buying problem does a lot of the time. I've been playing the game for 10 years. I've been in the market for a long time. The most expensive mistake I've made and the most expensive mistake you've probably made is not the entry, but rather what comes after. Luckily, there's years of real economic data that guides the real world that can also guide you in this world. But first, let's talk about when to realize you need to probably sell your skin right now. So here's the first thing. At some point when a skin you own is starting to appreciate in price, you're gonna ask yourself, should I sell here? That question is your answer. The moment you start refreshing the page, checking to see if the price has gone up just a little bit more, just to spike your dopamine that much more. Yes, there's a degree of excitement there, but what it actually is anxiety. Anxiety that within any moment, the price could crater. And if you have a fear that the price can crater at any time, so are the other 30 people that are holding the same skin. And that means it's time to move on. Sell, move the funds. You own the skin and you think it's overpriced. So what do you think the buyers are thinking at that exact same point? It's also important to know what going up actually means, because realizing what it means is going to actually help you make more profit in the long run. This is usually what makes people hold a little bit too long in this market, right? A high tier skin like the AK Hydroponic last year moved all the way up to $5,000 when it started at around $1,000. That $5,000 price point is very glaring and very obvious, but it's actually only a 5x. So if you're holding a blue or a light blue and it starts at $2, why are you expecting it to go to $5,000? You're putting yourself in a horrible position. If you want something realistic, like the AK Hydroponic 5xing, your $2 blue, a 5x is $10. Get out. The price point may look different, but it's the exact same percentage gain. Had you put $1,000 in one hydroponic or 200 of these $5 skins, well then, it's the same exact thing and you'll make the same exact, if they go up, the same exact amount of percentage points. It's the same math on a different scale, but you need to understand that scale fundamentally, not just here, anywhere. If you have a $1 stock and it goes to $2, and you have a $100 stock that goes to $200, but you have 100 of the first stock, you made the same amount of money effectively. You just have a different way of entry. So don't hold light blues, don't hold blues or purples expecting a red's price ceiling. Have realistic expectations for each rarity, considering the landscape of the market. Okay, cool. So now you have those two things in mind. But now you've sold and the price still goes up. What the fuck? Now you feel like an idiot. You're not an idiot. You've made money. You profited. You won. But regardless of that, and regardless of you winning, you're still gonna feel it, at least early on. That feeling eventually does go away, but instead of just ignoring it right now, if you actually have that problem, let's figure out a way to guide yourself around it instead of falling victim to that problem the next time it does happen to you. Now, if you only have one of the skins, unfortunately, there's not really much you can do except for keep your eyes off of the price, right? If it comes down to it, delete the Steam app off your phone, get off your phone, go outside, take a walk. It's nice out there, I promise. What you did was you made the right call with the right information, tell yourself that, and move on. You have funds to move elsewhere. Focus on the next play. Don't focus on the past play. It's gone. It's in the past. You can't change it. But if you have more than one skin, you can employ this method and it will help you sort of relieve your pressure and FOMO that comes with buying skins or any really asset ever. Let's say you buy 2 skins and they were each $5 each, the same skin. Over time, they run up to $25 each. A nice, beautiful 5x. How should you exit? Well, one option is to stagger your price points where you sell. You could sell one at 25, then you can also list one at 30. If the price runs up to 30, you'll sell it at 30, making your average sale price 27.5. So you average 27.5 and you allow exposure to the continuing uptrend by putting one listing a little bit higher than that. 2 is the cleaner play, and if you have a little bit more conviction, employ this one instead. You list only one, right? You pay $10 for 2 $5 skins. They went up to $25, so when you sell one, you're at $15 in the green. The other one is effectively free. So you can't lose. If it dumps to 0, cool, you made $15 profit, you're happy, you're out. If it goes to $250, well, you still have one, and you don't have to have FOMO about it continuing to go up because you sold one, you started with profit, you basically got $250 for free effectively. Think about it in this mindset, it makes it a lot easier to control your emotions in the market. So now we kind of got the psychology down. Now where should we sell? There's a ton of different options available to us, but they all have different pros and cons. So there's different skins, cases, capsules that should be sold in different places, taking advantage of those pros and cons. Not everything should be sold in the same market. Cases, capsules, trade-up fillers, for example, you're going to want to use the Steam market here. Here's why. You're targeting buyers of cases, capsules, and trade-up fillers that want to actually open the cases and actually do the trade-ups. With the 7-day reversal feature that was added last July, Steam is the only marketplace in which someone can buy those items and do those things right away. You have to buy on Steam if you want to open a case right now. You have to buy on Steam if you want to trade up right now. And these things, cases, trade-ups, these are impulsive behaviors. If someone wants to open a case right now, they're not going to wait 7 days and purchase one on float just because they'll save 15 cents on a case. No, they're going to buy right now from Steam. So use that to your advantage. The psychology is baked into the price. There's always a gap between Steam and third parties, around 15% to reflect the fee, but now it's even more for these specific items because there's a premium to it, a convenience fee. Now, on third parties, you're not just paying less because of the non-existence of fees, but you're also paying less because that one you have to wait 7 days to use. If someone wants to do a trade up right now, well, you can list your trade up filler for more than it is on a third party market. You're charging for convenience. You're charging for right now. That's okay. That's not gouging. It's completely fair. Now, I know you're going to say, well, how do I get these Steam funds out back into the third party markets without, completely losing the money I just made selling them on Steam? Well, you do have a lot of breathing room for one, so it shouldn't actually be too hard. But honestly, with the state of Steam and third parties, you're honestly not trying to make money on that arbitrage. You're just trying to lose the least amount of money. And even with losing the least amount of money, you're still going to make actual money when it comes down to it net. Now, speaking of getting value out of your skins, try out UUSkins, today's sponsor. UUSkins is the only third-party marketplace that offers direct Chinese access to EU and Western buyers. Purchase from a massive inventory full of different crafts, charms, patterns, anything you want, they've got it on their site. 10-hour delivery or your money back, and a 24/7 support line if you ever run into any problems. Use the UU Happy Shop, which is available right now. Claim your free daily points, and after a few days, you'll be able to redeem yourself a nice free skin. Basically, anything you want. There's a very large list spanning all different types of price ranges. It's pretty straightforward. Check the website out for yourself. Scan the QR code. You won't be disappointed. So when you're moving your Steam fees all the way back to third party, what you're going to want to do is just find skins that have a reasonable upside over the next 7 days or maybe the next 2 weeks, whatever it may be, dependent on how urgently you need that money, right? There's always skins that are undervalued. There's always skins that trend upwards over time. So you can find some skins that are going to just trend upwards generally in those 2 weeks, allowing you to take your Steam funds and effectively make them grow, then sell off on third parties. You're obviously going to lose money effectively, but you'll still be up in the grand scheme of things. But selling on third parties takes a lot of time, right? You have to have your money in escrow for 7 days now, so you don't have necessarily liquid funds. You have to wait a week's time, and that's a lot of time in this market or any market, right? Sometimes you need the funds urgently. You need to move your money from this skin into this skin right now. And there's not really much ways to do it other than a trading site. Now, if you have high conviction, you can eat the trading site's fee right off rip, buy an undervalued skin, and that skin will go back up, and effectively, they've charged no fee for you as long as you know what you're actually trading for. But in a vacuum, no, they're not bad. Trading websites pose a very specific purpose, and they're a business. They have employees, they have overhead, they have shit they need to pay for. Why the fuck do you think you're going to profit on their website? When you trade your knife for a different knife right now, you're paying for immediacy. You can't do that without that trading site. Otherwise, you need to sell on float, wait 7 days, and then buy your knife. If you want to do that, go for it. If you don't, you need to pay a little bit of a premium in order to get your skin right now. A lot of people like to call these sites scams. They're morons, I promise you. They have no fucking idea how the world actually works. You're not going to profit when you need instant liquidity. Why do you think banks charge you a little bit of a fee when you want instant transfer? Instant liquidity means you need to pay a premium. That's what a trading website is. If you don't like it, don't use it. But understand that they're not scams, you fucking idiots. Now let's talk normal skins, because a lot of us have just normal skins that we play with. You know, if you own a one of one, if you're a collector, you have a unique pattern or a unique float or a bunch of different Katowice 14 stickers on it, that's obviously going to cause a lot of overpay. Well, now you're not selling into the market. You can't really look at past prices. You are the market. You are the price maker. There's no other sellers but you, and since you're the only other seller, the pricing of that item is not done through transactions, but rather through your refusals. Every time someone offers you a price and you say no, you've established a new floor that can only move up from there. Once those offers stop coming, you've found your fair price. But obviously, you're trading this price action for time. Illiquid assets simply take longer to get rid of. That's the cost of holding an illiquid asset. But when you find the right buyer, you're extracting the maximum possible value, because only one person can have it and you're the only person who has it. But if you have a regular liquid skin, well, there's actually a very good method to getting rid of these, and this one has years of peer-reviewed, scientific studied data behind it. It's called the winner's curse, and it has to do with auctions and auctioning and bidding, specifically why they work. And if you know how to use them correctly, you can actually get the most value by auctioning your items. Now, I need to remind you, this is only for liquid items. A one of one, putting it on an auction, you're probably not going to find the best price. I think the maximum time you could set for an auction is 2 weeks or a month maybe. A lot of the times in a liquid skin is going to take longer than that. You have to let it just kind of flourish and let people send offers over time. There's obviously not going to be a big market for a one of one skin. For a liquid skin though, auctions are a very good way of getting rid of them. I'm talking AK Redline, AK Slate, a Charm, something very, very liquid that a lot of people buy on a daily basis. When you put an auction up for this item, you're creating a competitive market in which people are bidding one against each other to get the best possible offer to you. All of these multiple bidders, and they all have their own idea in their head of how much it should be worth once it gets to that point. As that price climbs up and up and up, the people who no longer feel that it's worth the price it's at drop out. That continues until one person is left. And what that means is that there's only one person left after all of those different bidders that still thinks the item is worth that much or more. They've priced everyone out. So that is by definition the maximum price you're going to get. They didn't win, they simply overpaid. An equilibrium price would not have one buyer. An equilibrium price would have many buyers and many sellers. With one buyer, they've statistically, factually overpaid. And it only works with liquid skins, let me remind you again, because the more bidders that you start with, the higher that final number tends to go. More participants means more variance in the total number of valuations. This guy may value your AK at 15, this guy 20, this guy 25, this guy 17.5, this guy $3. Doesn't matter. The more people, the more offers, and generally the more offers usually means a higher chance at a maximum valuation. Take that, combine that with a ticking time clock telling people that it's limited time only to auction on this item, premium prices do surface. Again, anything with funky patterns, weird shit, new patterns, different floats, you have to have a liquid item. If you want specific overpay, you're going to have less buyers. That's simply just how it is. These are objectively priced items. Subjective items need to be auctioned in a longer time frame. The more eyeballs you get, it doesn't necessarily raise the price of the item. It just raises the chance of one person grossly overestimating how much your gun is worth, making your auction profitable for you. Now you know when to sell, how to structure and protect yourself against FOMO and the real emotional distress that you can get from trading anything. You know where to sell for each different type of item, and you can handle urgency without getting fucking fleeced. You know how to be a market maker now, and you know how to get rid of your liquid skins in the most efficient way possible. Buy well, sell better, bitch.